Hey everyone, and welcome to Moementum channel. The shares of Bionano Genomics company has been up tremendously over the past week, up over 300% just within the short span of 5 trading days. And the question that a lot of investors are asking, what has led to such a huge uproar for this stock? And are these moves for the stock actually going to be sustainable or not? This is the video that we're going to try to talk about that. We're going to discuss the key reasons and the big news that has led to such a massive run for the stock and where we see this stock heading next. We'll also take a closer look at the financials and the projections when it comes to the revenue, look into the balance sheet and income statement for the stock, and discuss whether the company and its fundamentals is solid for investors who have not perhaps got into the stock, or if you already own shares of Bionano, what you can expect from it. There are a number of reasons why the stock has had this massive run. And the first and perhaps one of the most obvious reasons is the fact that NASDAQ has extended the time frame, allowing Bionano to meet with the requirement to actually maintain its involvement in NASDAQ listing. As you know, for the companies to be listed on NASDAQ, one of the requirements is the fact that they need to actually maintain their price above certain levels, and in fact that's above the $1 per share levels. And Bionano for a long time was not meeting this requirement. In fact, the price per share had dipped under $1. But as soon as this news actually came out around December 30th, the stock has caught fire. And this is actually one of the reasons. As you could see, there's extension has been added until June 28th of 2021 for the stock to be able to meet the requirements to continue being listed on NASDAQ. That was one of the key reasons. But perhaps one of the other important reasons is a recent comparison that has been done and published in one of the articles around comparing the Sapphire's genomics mapping tool. It's one of the products that is offered by Bionano Genomics. And that comparison actually showed investors that, according to their research, the qualities that is offered by Sapphire's product, when you compare it to PacBio, which is the competitor company here, and their hi-fi chemistry product, they are much more outstanding and superior compared to the competition product. In fact, the hi-fi chemistry offered by PacBio only was able to detect 72% of the larger structural variants that is already detectable by Sapphire's product. Add to that the rumors in the stock market around the chance that ARK Invest and Cathie might add Bionano Genomics, which is a penny stock, used to be at least, to their ETF. As you know, ARK Invest has an ETF specifically on genomics. You can see ARK-G or ARK Genomic Revolution ETF. The mere news that potentially this stock could be added to this ETF, and by virtue of that, and if that happens, there will be a lot of interest in this company, and that also acted as another catalyst for this stock. There's also been news around analyst after analyst increasing their price targets from much lower levels to higher levels. So there have been some announcements and information around the price targets hovering around $2. That you could see. For example, McCarthy is one of the analysts from Maxim, and they have put the price target of $2 per share for the Bionano Genomics. I know right now the stock is of course much higher than this levels. You could see it's actually currently sitting around $4 potentially post-market. And nonetheless, the fact that the analysts are increasing their price target, that's already a bullish move as well, and hence causing some desire for investors to potentially buy this stock while it's cheap, and assuming that the price of the stock is going to really go much higher. Not all analysts are that bullish about the stock though. As you can see here, according to TipRanks, the analysts on there have a price target of $1.42, which is definitely lower than what the current price for the stock is. And if you hover over Finbox, which again, based on their Finbox fair value, give you an estimate of what could be potentially a price target for the stock, even for them, the price target is around $1.41, similar to the previous one. If that remains true, they think it's very uncertain, a higher level of uncertainty, and there is a huge downside for the stock. Now, with that all said, as you know, the stock price is determined by many factors, but let's go back to the fundamentals and take a closer look at how the company is doing and how is their various financial metrics. If you take a closer look at the company in terms of their income statement, one thing that you would notice, and we have here the revenue for 2016, 17, 18, 19, and the trailing 12 months. One thing I would notice is that the revenue has been steadily kind of growing over the years up until 2018, but from there onwards, it's actually declining. And the trailing 12 months, the past trailing 12 months, is even lower than 2019. So to me, the revenue of the company is going down. So that's not a good sign at this time. Now, the one other positive that I see in this stock, that why many analysts and investors are interested in this stock, is the estimated annual revenue for the next year. So while the estimated revenue for this year is much lower than next year's estimated revenue is projected to be 17.9 or close to $18 million, which is the highest that it has ever been for this company. So perhaps that also plays a part in why investors are very bullish and excited about this company. The next thing that we're going to take a look at is the company's net income. As you would notice here, the company is actually loss-making. You would notice that their losses is growing and growing. In fact, in 2019, their losses was sitting at $29.8 million. And their trailing 12 months as well is also negative. In fact, larger loss of $37.3 million. So again, that doesn't support the narrative and story why the stock price is going down. If anything, this is counter to the move for the stock. Now let's take a look at the balance sheet of the company and see whether the company has enough assets to meet its obligations. So the trailing 12 months is showing $29.2 million in current assets. If you look at their current liabilities, it is smaller. So when the company's current asset is more than its current liabilities, that's a good sign, suggesting that the company has enough cash and liquidity to meet its short-term obligations. The other metric that I want to look at is their total assets and comparing it to their total liabilities. Ideally, you want the company to have more total assets versus liabilities. Their total asset trailing 12 months is 41.4 million. And if you look back here, their total liabilities for the same time trailing 12 months is 26.7 million. One thing that really stood out for me is how the stock has actually reported based on analyst estimates over the past several quarterly earnings. If you look back here, look at the past several quarterly earnings. For the most part, the company has really reacted, the stock price has actually reacted very negatively after they have announced their earnings. Many times actually by double digits. Like for example, the last time it went down by 12%. Back in March of 2020, the stock price went down by close to 30%. And so keep that in mind, how the stock has reacted over the past several quarter earnings when the quarter earnings was released. And in their last quarter earnings, which was released on November 13th, and we're going to take a closer look at that. All right, now let us switch over to the quarterly earnings report, the last quarterly earnings report for Bionano Genomics, and see what we see there. All right, so one thing that you would notice right off the bat, take a look at their product revenue. Product revenue between 2019 and 2020, huge decline, almost by half. Same goes for the 9 month ending in September for 2019 versus 2020. Now, granted, they've reduced their total cost of their revenue, so that's positive. You notice that the net loss is definitely growing. In fact, their net losses for the 3 months ending on September 30th, 2020 was at $10.79 million, much larger net loss compared to the similar time period in 2019. One last item that really stood out for me, and to me this is very negative, is the fact that they are diluting their shares quite a bit. Look at that. Back for the 2019 timeframe, at that time, their weighted average common shares that was out there in the stock market was only 10.9 million shares. So that's a lot of shares. Nonetheless, compare that now to the same time period weighted average for 2020. They have actually increased their number of stocks out in the market by almost 13 times. To me, that's really not a good story. Having said that all, I think there's no surprise that there's a upside momentum right now for the stock. There is a lot of interest in this stock. Everyone is bullish about this company, and hence that the stock is going up. One easy way of understanding how the investors are bullish about this company is taking a look at the volume for trading of this stock. So the last trading volume for this stock was at 483.75 million shares, whereas the average 3 months for this stock, how many shares are exchanged over the average of 3 months per trading day is at $32.2 million. So the stock is being traded a lot more than usual, and that usually suggests that the stock price is going to have a drastic move. Usually either it go up drastically or goes down drastically because there's a lot of interest in the stock in a positive way or a negative way. In this case, for the Bionano, it's a positive interest in the stock. At the end of the day, this is definitely one of the most volatile stocks that is out there, and as investors or traders, I do encourage you to practice caution when it comes to considering to buy or sell this stock in the stock market. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I hope this video was beneficial and provided some level of understanding and analysis of why the stock price is going the way that it's going and what has led to the stock price movements. If you did find this video beneficial, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and share it with someone who might benefit from this video as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to Moementum channel. Here on Moementum, we post weekly videos about stock market investing, finances, and financial freedom. Thank you so much, guys, and I hope to see you next time.